A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is 2nd October 2025. We will be continuing our sharing from our Heart Sutra 2nd edition book. We are at page 168, second paragraph. Okay, as usual, we will compose our mind, develop the Saddha Virya, then mindfully we shall proceed with the Puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 观世音菩萨。Namo 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 阿弥陀佛。Namo 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 弥勒佛。Namo 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 药师佛。Namo 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 普贤菩萨。Namo 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 地藏王菩萨。Namo 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 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦布当巴嘎วัน当阿比瓦迪米。Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammang saranang gacchāmi, Sanghang saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. Pānati pātā vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Adina dana vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Kāmesu micchāchārā vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Musāvādā vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Surameraya majjapamadatthana vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us now pay respect to Puja. Buddhaṃ pujemi. Dhammang pujemi. Sanghang pujemi. Remember the four support to help us develop this inner awareness within. The first support is most important, and it is just to relax body and mind. Make sure you can feel your body and mind completely relaxed. Feel it soothingly relaxed. Then after that, just maintain silent inner awareness. You just silence your mind and maintain the awareness. Be aware. The awareness is very important. No need to think. Whatever arises, aware. And it can only ever arise within your form and mind, the six sense basis. Because basically we have a physical body with our senses. Our eye, ear, nose, tongue, tactile, and mental or mind. Then together with the consciousness that is trapped inside, at any one time there are sense data coming in to make contact with our sense bases, thereby triggering off the respective sense door consciousness. So it can be a hearing consciousness. You can be conscious of what you hear, what you smell, taste, tactily feel, see and think. Any of these can manifest. But whenever it arises, just maintain awareness, then silent. No need to follow. No need to verbalize. No need to develop the internal chattering. So when the mind is quiet, without thought, without sankhara activity, then you are peaceful, you are quiet. Your mind is tranquil, still. It's just away, finish. So the third support is allow this awareness within, the pure awareness nature, to stabilize, so that you don't think, so that there is no sankhara activity. Then after that, you completely stabilize this inner awareness by just maintaining the awareness for as long as you can. Then just silence everything, relax, maintain awareness, and don't try to arise the thought or thinking. Just maintain awareness, aware, until the mind becomes very quiet, very still. Then you will realize a sudden shift in your mind's consciousness, like your consciousness suddenly becomes very quiet, very still, like no activity, hardly any movement, no more thought activity, no more aggregates of mind moving, sankhara sanya. Everything has come to a complete silence. That is the pure awareness nature. Maintaining that internal silence. The awareness within is completely without thought. Then the fourth support is trust. Trust our nature to develop the meditative movement. The fourth support you only need to do when you have stabilized the first three, when you can be aware most of the time without thought. Then during that time, you can just stay at the heart area and maintain awareness. And whatever the awareness detects, just maintain the awareness there. It may be a heartbeat, or any vibration, or any activity or movement around the heart area. Wherever the awareness is, stay there, stay with it. and maintain the present at the point where the awareness take you to. Yeah. So if you can stay at the heartbeat, it's also very good. Or any location where you can detect the movement or vibration very clearly. Just silence everything and stay there. Maintain awareness, like mindfulness of the breath. Breathing in, away. Breathing out, away. Then when you're aware of any heartbeat or vibration, just silence everything and stay with it. The awareness and the movement of phenomena, activity, move as one. Then when you can do that without thought, you will develop the tranquility of mind, the stillness of mind. Initially, you may experience piti first. Piti or spiritual calmness, spiritual joy born of mindfulness. When you are mindful, when your mind has entered sati, after you have stabilized the first three support, then wherever you locate your mind, that sati will pick up the activity. That's why allow the nature to detect whatever vibration around your heart area. It can be your heartbeat or any pulse of life, any movement that you can detect. Then just stay there. Stay there. Allow the mind to be away and remain silent, stable. Then for those who already know how to develop the stability of inner awareness, you can move on to the fourth support, which is trust, T-R-U-S-T. Trust your nature to develop the internal movement. The awareness that is around the heart area will do the work. It will detect whatever it needs to detect when you stay silent around the heart area. And this movement can be very erratic. It can move dependent on the condition, because that nature is already intelligent. It knows what to do. Then when you have the complete trust, means no interference from your thinking, your thought process, your memory, your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system, all this completely relinquished, cut off. Then just completely trust that nature to develop the movement. Then the fourth support will develop the understanding on its own. Initially, it will allow you to develop a more stable inner awareness that is very sensitive around your heart area. Then on its own, it will detect the gateway to your nature within. When that awareness detects the gateway, something will happen. And the form and mind that go through the fourth support will understand that initially it's like all your external yin-yang energy, they will like soothingly melt inside. It will go through the gateway and transform into pure energy. All this you will know on your own, but you need to be patient. Okay, now I will let you meditate on your own. I will set the alarm for 30 minutes. Okay, you can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Then try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, inner awareness that you all have developed for as long as you can. These are the mind states that you have to develop and stabilize it so that your daily mindfulness is very, very stable. The mind that is ever mindful is capable of meditation in the midst of life. So when you have stability of daily mindfulness in the midst of life, of every action, every movement, every activity that is going on, when there is sati or mindfulness, then you are heedful, you are aware. Use it to develop wisdom. Use it to observe, to insight into phenomena, and to awaken. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chirakawa Lesu Atra Gachan Tu Devata Saddamang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakamok Kadang Dhamma Savdan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savdan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savdan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacarana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Punyanketa Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanayiko Pacyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Yaya Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Samici Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yukani Atta Purigala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaneyo Anutarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Then we'll continue from where we stop. We are at page 163. Yeah? Oh, sorry, 168. Yeah. Second paragraph. Huh? So earlier on we were going through habitual tendencies. how habitual tendency born of delusion are difficult to change or correct overnight. So here is a continuation. I shared by advising that cultivator of the way, you need to silence your mind and investigate. So the ability to silence one's mind is to develop sati or mindfulness. When you are without thought, you are already aware. So the awareness itself is sati. When you are in sati, you can observe, you can investigate, you can see, you can awaken. You can also insight into phenomena and awaken. So the silent mind is your true mind, your meditative mind. So when you silence your mind to investigate, means you are developing the meditative mind to investigate. You want to investigate into the origination factor so that you can later on retrospectively reverse it via wisdom after you have contemplated deep into it. That is, how this anger or fear arises in your mind, how emotion arises in your mind, and they inquire, are they real or are they dependent originating? Then is anger or fear really what you are? Apart from these mental states that come and go, is there a nature within that is unmoving and unchanging? All these are part and parcel of meditation. So there are 5 ways the Buddha taught the cultivator of the way, or the monks at that time, the bhikkhu, to overcome unwholesome thought. So the first way is thought-based. He said, when you have unwholesome mind states or mental intention behind your action and speech, you have to think of the direct opposite thought. That's why it involves thinking, thought-based. Take for example, when there is anger, you think of loving kindness. You can only do one thing at a time. When you have loving kindness, or when you are mindfully developing this metta or love within, you cannot be angry. Your man can only do one thing at a time. When there is love, there can never be anger. But when there is wrong thought, sakkaya ditthi, self-delusion, then the evil roots of anger, hatred can arise. And when they arise, you observe and trace the origination factor to understand how they arise. So the origination factor is always from our senses, one of our sense bases, where that is the basis of life. That is how we become conscious. Conscious of what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we tactily feel and think. And that is how we know the world, how we interact with the world. So when you silence your mind to investigate, to trace the origination factor, then you will come to know how anger comes to be. For us, human beings, that have gone through life, if you were to recollect or recall, you always develop the inability to understand life by reacting to sense experience, by allowing your mind to stir. Through what? Through what you see, through what you hear, or what you recollect through memory, which can be your phobia, your scars of memory, your whatever insecurity and all those things. So all this manifests as fear. Then sometimes you recall an incident when you see something or somebody or you hear something, the memory trigger off fear, phobia. Then sometimes people whom you don't like, when you see them, you get angry, you get fearful, you get emotional. That is the origination factor from your sense door consciousness that manifests through memory, through your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. That's how it conditions you to stir your mind to react to sense experience, to arise the duality of like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience. This is what mundane thinking, heedless thinking is all about. It is from the habitual tendency, because you have been doing this movement activity so often until it has become habitual. So after you trace its origination factor, then you ask yourself, why did I stir my mind? Why did I develop that movement? Then the other thing is, when you inquire, before you get angry or fearful, there was no anger, no fear. So how can fear be you? If fear is you, when fear disappeared, you died. You didn't die. So fear is dependent originating based on wrong thought, wrong view, deluded view, sakkayaditthi. When you lack wisdom, lack the Dhamma understanding, then you stir your mind, you create this movement. So tracing the origination factor is very important. Through the silent mind that investigate, they call it Dhamma investigation. To do that, you must have sati. To have sati is to silence your mind. And it is very simple, this silence. And through that silence, you observe. You trace the origination factor. You investigate. Then you inquire. How can I, in the future, when I hear the same thing, see the same thing, recall the same thing, not react, not stir my mind, so that I can still be at peace? That is the inquiry. Then you check the teaching. What did the Buddha say? The Buddha said, you have to learn to see things as they are. Means you have to come to terms with whatever that arises. Like the Buddha always said, whatever arises within nature, within life, within existence, there are causes and conditions behind. Which means, at any one moment, when the causes and conditions are already set, that movement will be that direction, cannot be otherwise. If you want things your way, which is not nature's way, then you suffer. That's how the universal characteristics of suffering arise. Then based on all this dependent originating activity and movement, you will see that everything is a state of flux, dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. That's why the universal characteristics of change, evolution, transformation, they keep on manifesting. And because it's not a permanent, unchanging entity, dependent on condition, it arises. When condition cease to be, it ceases to be. So it's all causal phenomena, dependent, originating phenomena or entity, not a permanent, unchanging entity. then why did living being deludedly grasp and cling on to all this and have this wrong thought and wrong view to believe that the human being is a permanent, unchanging entity, is real, is what you are? That's why that Sakaya deity or self-delusion is very difficult to break, very difficult to root out. So ability to trace its origination factor through the silent mind or sati is very important. Then when you have traced origination factor, you must retrospectively through the understanding reverse it. Means reverse it through wisdom. And to develop wisdom is very simple. It's to understand why you stir. Because you have this conditioning, this memory, this habitual tendency that created this movement. So to reverse this, you need wisdom. Like the Buddha said, we need to see things as they are. Means to silently observe, the silent observation of what is the reality. Everything already said, condition that things already said. You have to come to terms with this reality. That's why acceptance is wisdom. When you accept the reality, accept what is, means seeing things as they are, not according to your views, opinion, conditioning and beliefs system or religious label. All this will help you reverse your deluded activity or movement of the mind that condition your emotion, which can be your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, affliction and suffering. So all this, you observe it clearly. When you understand, you do not stir, you do not react. You come to terms with the reality that accept. When you accept, there is no more worry, no more fear, no more blaming, no more stirring and reaction, no more emotion. Then with that, the mind has clarity. Clarity. Because you are already at peace. Because you accept with wisdom. Then when you accept with wisdom, you realize the mind doesn't stir, doesn't react. Then you can inquire, what actually happened? Then how can I resolve this amicably, so that nobody gets hurt, so that there is no karmic implication? Then you develop your own wisdom. If I can see things as they are and accept the reality, means condition like that, things really like that, means the world is the world. I cannot change. That is the reality. I have to be at peace. I have to accept this reality. Then people are just the way they are. Angry people do angry things. Selfish people do selfish things. Deluded people do deluded things. And they are just the way they are. So no right, no wrong, no emotion, nothing. So tracing the origination factor is very important. Okay, go back to the notes. So silence your mind to investigate into the origination factor so that you can later retrospectively reverse it via wisdom, which was what I explained, after you have contemplated deep into it. That is, how this anger or fear arises in your mind. And then inquire, are they real or are they dependent originating? Is anger or fear really what you are, or is it just a mind state that is condition arising, just a causal phenomenon? Then apart from these mental states that come and go, try to find out, is there a nature within that is unmoving and unchanging? The essence of mind, the ever-present pure awareness nature. But that one is always there. That is your true mind, your silent mind. So all these are part of meditation. When you realize that, then you realize you got two minds. One is the unmoving and unchanging, ever-present, pure awareness nature. The other one is the mundane thinking mind, dependent originating, arising from that pure awareness nature. So when you are able to silence your mind, develop the mindfulness sati within, then you can see all this. You can awaken to all this. Then you understand. Then next part is very important. I explain further. I say, your problem lies in your inability to recognize the fact that you are not what you are thinking, or what your mundane mind tells you, via your sakkaya ditthi or self-delusion. Your true nature within is already perfect and without any negativity or discrimination or duality and convention. So don't blame yourself for being like so useless because you cling onto your form and mind, the so-called human being, as the you and the I and the me, hence the delusion. So all this, when you have developed the mindfulness, when you can see clearly, then you will develop the understanding. Because to realize that true mind, your true nature within, is very important. But that one got no duality, no words, no concept, no idea, no suffering. But when you move away from there, through your wrong view, wrong thought, you stir your mind, you develop sakkaya ditthi, that condition your grasping, clinging. And this is the cause of suffering, the five aggregates of grasping. Upadana khandhas is suffering or dukkha. So see all this clearly. Then blaming and getting angry with yourself is of no use, where it is a wrong view. The anger or fear that arises is not you, but only a condition arising state of mind that arises after you have reacted to what you see or what you hear and what you think via your own self-delusion or sakkaya ditthi, which condition your wrong view. If you do not perceive whatever life situation that arises with negativity or wrong view, then you will not react or stir your mind, and there will be no suffering. You will come to understand via your own heedfulness that I read again. You will come to understand via your own heedfulness or mindfulness that when things don't go your way, then you will react because you want things your way, which is against nature's law that governs life and existence. Hence suffering will arise because you have your expectations that are not met, and you are not able to understand that people are just the way they are, like what I explained just now. And this is a fact. This is part of the first Noble Truth's 7 condition or reality of life and existence. Means when you cannot get what you want, you suffer. When you have right view or right understanding, anger, selfishness and fear will cease to be. And we all know a deluded person will say and do deluded things. Likewise, an angry or violent person will do and say angry angry and violent things. You have to develop the wisdom via your meditation to just accept them for what they are, and then you will be at peace, or you will be peaceful. You only need to change and straighten your views to free your mind. This realization is wisdom. Hence the saying goes, wisdom free, whereas delusion binds. So without wisdom, your mind cannot liberate. You cannot free your mind. You will develop wrong view, delusion, that arise the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion. Then you will entangle yourself. Because these are wrong thought, wrong view that condition your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation and suffering and misery. So understanding all this give rise to Dhamma wisdom. And wisdom is the only quality of mind, Panya, that free. Without Panya, without wisdom, living beings will get themselves entangled. Okay, then 3.3. There is a question by Akayamita. How do I overcome discrimination against a specific person? So this one also very useful. You can develop the understanding through contemplation, reflection, and understanding. I reply as it. When you use your false thinking, or heedless thinking, or discriminating thinking mind, which is condition arising, to see and perceive a specific person via your own wrong views and opinion, born of your own mind's conditioning, then this discriminative perception will arise. The problem is always sakkayaditthi, self-delusion, that condition you to deludedly cling onto your false thinking, means wrong thought, wrong view, leading to your inability to realize your true mind, to see things as they are via wisdom. Then I put there, please refer to the Surangama Sutra note dated 8 January 2013 for further explanation on this. Okay, I think we finished this chapter. We move on to chapter 34. 34, Heart Sutra class, plus meditation class, as taught by me at Wuping Chingsa, the Mahayana Vihara, on the 20th of January 2013. Part 1, recapitulation and emphasis on the previous lesson. So here the opening verse for starting a sutta is very important. I think you will need to go through this to remind yourself on the importance of having this understanding on the verse for opening a sutta. So in the Mahayana tradition, they always have this to remind cultivator of the way that this real teaching, which is the unsurpassed, profound and wonderful teaching or Dhamma, is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of aeons, so long. Then I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. So this shows the importance of understanding this very, very rare, wonderful, profound and unsurpassed teaching. So we always recite to remind cultivator of the way that this teaching is very rare, very profound, very wonderful, and unsurpassed, and very difficult to encounter, even for a long period of time. Okay, maybe I will read through one more time. Right? Those who wants to follow, you can follow. The unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dhamma is difficult to encounter even in hundreds of millions of eons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. This is very important, especially now where the sasana is still there. So when you have this golden opportunity, you must make use of it. Then the next part explains further. Reciting the above opening verse with great sincerity and faith is very important because it reminds us clearly of the following. Rare is birth as a human being. So the Mahayana also have the Mandarin equivalent. 人生难得, he said. It's very rare, in fact, to be born as a human being and to have a human body. Yeah. Then rare is the opportunity of hearing the truth, the Dhamma. Means 佛法难闻. 人生难得,佛法难闻 means very rare is the opportunity of hearing the Dhamma. Then dangerous is the delusion of mind. Delusion of mind is very dangerous. Yeah. Woming. Yeah. We are the analogy of the turtle's egg in the great ocean. Yeah. So this one, I think, the Theravada Sutta has it, and is very often, I think, the Jataka story was shared by many monks. In the early year, I remember Reverend Suwano, the late Reverend Suwano, he used to share this part. So according to the sutta, he said, in the Maha Parinibbana Sutta, the Buddha used the metaphor of a blind turtle in a vast ocean to explain how difficult it is to be reborn as a human being, and at the same time to have the chance of hearing the Dhamma. According to the sutta, it mentioned, suppose there is a turtle egg floating on a vast ocean. The turtle egg has a hole the size of which is just slightly larger than the head of the turtle to pop into. There is a long live sea turtle in the ocean, but only once in every 100 years this turtle arises from the bottom of the ocean and pop his head into the ocean surface, and the probability of it hitting the whole of the turtle egg is the equivalent probability of being born as a human and to have the opportunity to hear the Buddha Dhamma. That is, to be able to be born as a human and having the chance to hear the Dhamma is just as difficult or as rare as the blind turtle to encounter the turtle's egg on the vast ocean and let its head go through the whole of this turtle's egg. Therefore, do not be heedless anymore, so that you will not lose sight of this great golden opportunity of already having the special condition to be born as a human being and the great condition to hear the Dhamma, yet not taking it seriously to diligently cultivate to awaken is going to be a great waste. If one misses this window, this golden window, it may be hundreds of millions of aeons later before one can have another such condition or opportunity. So this is a very important reminder. That's why I used to share with Kayamita in the early days. Our Disasana is really a golden window. If you miss this golden window, you are going to regret it for very, very long. Because the opportunity to be born as a human being and to be born during the Buddha Sasana, where the teaching, the Dhamma, are still available. These are really, really rare condition or opportunity. So the Mahayana used to have this saying, 人生难得佛法难闻，人生难得轻易得。Even it's very rare to be born as a human, but you already has the condition to be born as a human being. Then 佛法难闻，轻易闻。The Dhamma is very rare to encounter. Yet, we have the condition to encounter it during the Buddha Sasana. Then what are you waiting for? When you fulfill these two very, very rare conditions, means you can really develop the training of the mind to awaken, to become enlightened, to realize the enlightenment, the truth, and to transform, to end all suffering. When you see the importance of all this, then you will adhitan or determine strongly, very, very full of faith and diligently, seriously, faithfully, then you persevere to cultivate this Buddha Dhamma to awaken. Or you develop the understanding to plant the seed of Bodhi this life, so that it really goes in deep and establish the Bodhisattva way firmly, so that all your future coming will be taken care of. So making that adhitan, making that aspiration, affirmation by invoking power of truth, power of merits is very important. Okay, now we move on to the second part, 1.2. So this one is more or less a revision. What is heedfulness? Or in Pali, they call it apamada. So there is a question, what is heedfulness or apamada? And people tend to have wrong understanding of what heedfulness or apamada is. And most of the texts or books that is written, they don't explain much. That's why this word, which is so important, which the Buddha emphasized so repeatedly, under various parts of his teaching, especially Dhammapada verse 21, 22 and 23. But the explanation is not really clearly given by most author or commentators that write all these commentaries. Anyway, I will read the answer that I give at that time. Brother Teo, means it's me. The importance of heedfulness or apamada is clearly expounded by the Buddha, where his Dhammapada verses 21, 22, and 23. The Buddha said, under Dhammapada verse 21, he said, heedfulness is the path to the deathless, and the heedful never die. So this statement is very important. Heedfulness is the path to the deathless, and the heedful never die. Whereas heedlessness is the path to the dead, and the heedless are as if dead. So do not be heedless, and do strive on with heedfulness always. In fact, the last proclamation by the Buddha before his parinibbana is just this word, apamadena sampadeta. Strive on with heedfulness. You only strive when you have developed heedfulness. Then, to do this, you must understand what is heedfulness. If you do not have the understanding of what heedfulness is, then you cannot cultivate it, you cannot develop it. Then all the Dhammapada verse may not have meaning. So everybody know, heedfulness is the path to the deathless, and the heedful never die. Means spiritually, you will realize the deathless element. Means you don't have to die deluded again. So heedfulness is most important. It is the path to the deathless, and the heedful never die. Whereas if you do not have this quality of heedfulness, then you will be as if dead. Means spiritually you don't stand a chance. So knowing this, we should strive on with heedfulness. First, to develop the understanding of what is heedfulness or apamada. Then only we can put it into practice or cultivation. So I define it based on my understanding. I say, apamada is a silent mind in heedfulness, in attentiveness, alertness, non-laxity, diligent, and vigilant. To develop the meditation as taught by the Buddha to liberate the mind. So apamada or heedfulness is the cornerstone of all skillful mind states, and it is of such importance that the Buddha stressed it in his parting words or his last exaltation before his parinibbana. He said, transient are all conditioned things and phenomena. Therefore strive on with heedfulness. Apamadena sampadeta. Okay, then they have the Apamada Sutta. Below is the Apamada Sutta as translated by Thanissaro Bhikkhu. Apamada Sutta. At Savatthi, as he was sitting on one side, to one side, King Pasenanda of Kosala said to the Blessed One, the Buddha, is there, Lord, any one quality that keeps both kinds of happiness or benefits secure? Benefit in this life and benefit in lives to come. So this quality that keeps living beings secure in this life and subsequent life. Yeah. Means it is a quality that will benefit living beings and keep them secure, means will not fall, means firmly established with wisdom and understanding. Then the sutta continues, but what, Lord, is that one quality? So the king wants to know. King Pasanandi of Kosala. Okay, move it up. See. So the Buddha replied, it is heedfulness or apamada, good king. Just as the footprint of all living beings with legs can be encompassed by the footprint of an elephant, and the elephant's footprint is declared to be supreme among them in terms of its great size, in the same way, heedfulness is the one quality that keeps both kinds of benefit secure. Benefit in this life and benefit in life to come. That is what the Blessed One said. Having said that, the one well gone, the teacher, said further. For one who desires long life, health, beauty, heaven and noble birth, lavish delights, one after another, the wise praise heedfulness in performing good deeds or deeds of merits. So you see, heedfulness is a quality that is very important. Praise by the wise. So the wise, they always praise people who has developed heedfulness in living their life, in performing whatever deeds of merits or wholesomeness. So when you are heedful, you are very, very beautiful, because you are destined for enlightenment. You will not die, and the heedful will never die. Whereas heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedless are as if dead. So heedfulness is very important. Heedfulness is the path to the deathless. The heedful never die. Then the next part of the sutta says, when heedful and wise, we achieve both kinds of benefits. Benefit in this life and benefit in lives to come. So heedful and wise is an automatic consequence of heedfulness. When you are heedful, you develop wisdom very fast. By breaking through to your benefit, you are called enlightened and wise. So this one is a result of heedfulness leading to enlightenment. To be mindful or in sati is to be in a state of relaxed inner awareness or attentiveness without thought. So when you can be in the state of relaxed inner awareness and maintain awareness, means attentive without thought. That is sati or mindfulness. To be heedful is to be aware or mindful before the knowing. This one is very important. When you are aware before the knowing, that is the silent mind developing the direct seeing. Then you can understand the truth, or you can see things as they are. So to be heedful is to be aware or mindful before the knowing. Means the silent mind observing. Silent observation of what is, or the reality. So when you are able to do that, then you can develop the understanding. You can understand the truth. We are seeing things as they are. When the mind is silent, mindful, and attentive without thought, then it is in sati. That's why mindfulness is an inner awareness before the knowing. You just aware without thought. The silent mind with inner awareness to cultivate the Buddha Dharma, thus developing the wisdom or panya, is heedfulness. So this silent mind with inner awareness to cultivate the Buddha Dhamma or meditation as taught by the Buddha, to develop the wisdom or panya, is heedfulness. The opposite of heedfulness is heedlessness. And when one is heedless, one is hardly aware, and one thinks a lot. So when you are lost in thought, most of the time you are merely conscious of life, because you are too busy and heedlessly thinking, planning, and worrying about life. So much so, one totally miss out on life. One never really live life, where one is so preoccupied with one's thinking or thought process. Hence the heedlessness. We are constantly lost in thought most of the time and throughout the day. So this one I have explained before. I always advise cultivator to reflect and inquire, to understand clearly what mind is, what life is all about. So like we have come to a conclusion that existence, or what we call life, is time related. To live life is to go through existence. And to go through existence involves time. So life, existence, and time, they are related. So in order to understand life, understand existence, we need to understand time, the whole spectrum of time. Then when we break time into the three periods of past, present, and future, then we can understand it very clearly. What is the past? Something that is already gone. That's why it's called the past. Hence, no more reality. The past is already no more, gone. Hence, no more a reality. Future also yet to come cannot be a reality. So what happened within the reality is the present moment. The present moment is the only reality in life. Moment to moment, life passes by. And that is the only reality. So you ask yourself, what are you doing within that moment? And if you really inquire, silence your mind and find out, then you realize most human beings, they are busy thinking, planning, and worrying about life. They never live life. They may be conscious of life, but they think a lot. And most of the time, they are heedless. So moment to moment life passes by. What are you doing? What are living beings doing? So most living beings who don't have mindfulness or awareness leading to heedfulness, they cannot live life. They are heedless. They think a lot. They are totally lost in life. That's why the heedless are as if dead. Whereas heedfulness is the path to the deathless, the heedful, never die. So with this understanding, when we inquire, then we realize before we develop the training of mind to be aware, to be mindful, we are most of the time thinking, planning, and worrying about life. So much so, we never get to live life. We are never with the moment, in silent, present moment awareness, to be fully aware of life, to fully experience the pristine beauty and wonders of life. Because we think a lot, we project into the past and the future and develop all the illusion of time. And when you project into the past, you recall your scars of memory, your phobia, etc., your whatever unhappy moments. And all this is only a thought through memory, where you recall and recollect. It's no more a reality. It's only thought, come and go. Then, when you project into the future, which is not a reality, hasn't happened yet, but you create yourself all the unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, insecurity, even phobia. That's how deluded being, heedless living being that think a lot, keep on creating and causing their own mental suffering and affliction. So knowing this, then we understand why heedfulness is very important. Why we have to be ever mindful, constantly meditative to develop this heedfulness, so that we are not heedlessly lost in thought. Then we inquire, if the present moment is the only reality, then how often are we with the moment without thought? That is the meaning of mindfulness, awareness. When you are mindful without thought, that is the silent mind. That is to live life, to be with the moment, that moment. But how stable is that present moment? The moment it arises, when you talk about it, split second is there and gone. Split second is there and gone. So the present moment is very transient. Moment to moment life passes by. What are you doing? Well, most people never get to be with the moment in pure awareness, to experience the pristine beauty and wonders of life, to be really present, to live life, to fully live life, not to worry about life, not to think, not to plan, not to do all those foolish things. So, understanding this is real Dhamma, very penetrative. That if the present moment is so transient and that is the only reality, then what is life? Is there any reality? Moment to moment, it arises and passes away. Split second is there and gone. Split second, and that is the only reality, So how real can life be? There is no reality. Everything is mind-made. Images, thought process. Mind-made are they. Phenomenal world of consciousness. Not what you think. And when you see all this very clearly, then you understand the profoundness of the teaching. Okay, now we go back to the notes. Then maybe we end. Okay, I will read the last paragraph. Heedful living allows us to be ever mindful of all our mental intention behind all our actions, speech, and thought process. This will enable us to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path factors of right speech, right action, and right thought. We are following the advice of the Buddha to apply the appropriate four right effort to avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind. Heedfulness will prevent us from being heedless throughout the day, so that the five mental hindrances of mind can be overcome and finally eradicated. Heedfulness will also enable us to trace the origination factor of the five mental hindrances of mind, the three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, when they arise due to one's reaction of mind to sense experience. So this is what I have explained just now. By understanding how they arise via wisdom, we will be able to retrospectively reverse it. This one I also have explained. With heedfulness, we will be able to put the teaching to test and witness the Four Noble Truths and the law of Paticca Samuppada, or law of dependent origination or dwelling, occurring within our own form and mind with every moment of sense thought activity or mental activity. Heedfulness will also enable us to see things as they are via our sati and samadhi, leading to wisdom or panya. When one is heedful and mindful with inner awareness, most of the time, one can see everything very clearly, where the silent mind is not distracted by anything, and it is not preoccupied with any heedless thinking. So it can see things as they are. It can be aware of thoughts, mental intention, emotion, fear, etc. It can also be aware of all the movements, like the moving car, or our physical action and movements, etc. When mindfulness stabilizes, it will develop into a continuous flow. Then your seeing or awareness will be so different, because it can be aware of all of life's physical, mental, and nature's flow. That's why I call it the specific phenomenal awareness. The mind is just silent and aware, one with all phenomena without thought. Specific phenomena awareness, and always heedful. When one's mind is no longer preoccupied with all the heedless thinking, then there is great clarity, and one can see very clearly. Just like the saying goes, truth is everywhere, why can't you see? For those who see, they always see. That is, when one is heedful, there is no thought. Only the senses are aware. So there is a lot of clarity. Everything is so clear. Without thought, there is no evil root. There is no fear, no selfishness, no emotional negativity, etc. So develop the silent mind with inner awareness to be heedful always. So there is a note down there. For more detail on heedfulness, please refer to the recorded talk. I think it's in the website. Okay, we stop here. 1.4. Now we open up for second session. Second session is meditation reporting, followed by whatever Dhamma question that you may have. You can ask me whatever question regarding the Dhamma, the meditation, or how to apply what we have learned here to help you understand whatever life experience or situation that you are not able to resolve. We can discuss it.
Good evening, brother. Mrs. Pierre
Yes.
Okanitas.
Uh,
Brother, tonight I want to share two
good.
subjects lah.
Good, good, good.
The first one is I wish to update about my wife condition.
Good.
We
Okay.
went to see the
Ah,
specialist.
ah,
Now, after they did all the tests, now they
ah,
said
ah.
she no need to do operation
Wow,
anymore.
very good. Sadhu. That is
And
a
also
good.
no need to follow up
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah. Very good.
So like all clear already.
Yeah, yeah. Everything clear already. That's why the faith is very important. Then the meditative silent mind. The faith will develop the causes and conditions for us to actually develop the beautiful meditative mind state to help us recuperate and recover. Then at the same time, when you invoke power of merits, power of wholesomeness, then all your so-called paramis, they have its efficacy and ability to actually help. That's why it's very good, sadhu, and my nature rejoices. Sadhu.
Then the other thing,
Ah,
brother, I wished
ah,
to say further that morning
ah,
when I wake up. I
ah,
think the first thing when I wake up, I
ah.
was lying down on this, sleeping on this sofa bed. When I wake up, I saw on the ceiling, on top of me, there's one like a conduct. So when
Oh,
the first thing I opened my eyes,
ah,
actually I saw some like letters, some
oh,
text writing.
ah,
Ralph, when I open my eyes, it's like writing start to write
it
around
start to
that time
appear. Ah,
4 5 lines already.
ah.
Then finish by around 6 line like that.
Oh,
I
sadhu.
don't
So
understand
do
the
you
text.
recall what the wordings are?
It's vertical, it's not horizontal,
Yeah
it's
lah,
not
vertical
vertical.
one. Most of the time, the one that I received the message from Maitreya, they are vertical one. The golden word that come out on
Yeah,
one by
it's
one.
golden, yellow, orange word
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yellow orange, golden one.
But I cannot understand the word.
Oh,
It's not Chinese word. It's not Chinese English. So don't know what word is that. Don't know
oh,
how to
I
read.
think I know. In the early days, I remember 1989. I saw this also before I wake up. It's like my mind suddenly, that true mind, went in, like it's in a state of uh, samadhi. It can actually like we call it one like zoom in, no? Zoom
Mhm.
in. Then I saw at the center of it, the core, it was this what do you call that, that that word. It's nothing to do with English and Mandarin and all that, but it's that type of word, you call one, it is a religious word, no? uh,
It's look like those Thai words
Yeah,
all
but it's not
together.
Thai. My one,
It's
the
not
one
Thai.
I saw on is not Thai. It's the ancient writing one. Ancient writing one. I think last time Sean Hall's book has that one on.
Somebody write on the chat the what.
Yeah, there is this. Yeah, what is the word? The Mandarin is what?
The now together.
Brother，是不是梵
不
语？
是，不是翻译，这个是好像那个it is a spiritual word, but it's uh, towards the tantra type one. Uh, that writing, last time Xuan Hua's book, they have that type of writing one. Wait, I try to get the book and see whether it's still there or not.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, is inside here like that one. You need to pin that one. Oh, they can see. You all can see, yeah?
Okay.
So it's inside the hexagon, those letter.
Something like this, but I
Yes,
can't really remember
but it's
because I don't know how to read.
not so. It's neither English nor Mandarin one. But this one is not the actual one. The actual one is letter by letter. The very nice one. I forgot. It's called what? It's like a Hindu type of religious writing. They call it the tantric writing or what. I forgot the name already. What is it?
是 Sanskrit 哦。
这个好像 Sanskrit， but 我看到那个是不是 really Sanskrit 来的 ，is a very ancient symbol, a very ancient symbol. But it's linked to the center, because when I zoom in, actually it went into the essence of the nature. The essence of the nature, from there everything come out on. So because it show it to me, I suddenly the true mind, zoom in. No. Then at the center, I saw that word. That time was 1989, I remember. But you don't worry, Chan, because later on, you will come to know what the thing is on. Well, much later, then only I came to know. No wonder that word, that type of word manifests inside there. I think the Hindu pronounce it as Om.
Om.
Om. There is a word Om, I remember. But it's a symbol, no? It's not the English word Om. No? But they pronounce it same. Om. It's like one of those words, but this is not the actual one. But this is quite similar, except that the characters are not so Sanskrit type.
Okay.
Never mind, you just describe what happened after that.
So when I first thing, I just opened my eyes. It's actually like beginning to coming up one by one.
Coming out one by one, yeah.
So 4, 5, I think around six. I didn't really count. I got a few lines. They will come, I think 6, 7 lines or 8 lines.
Yeah, no problem.
Then slowly, no more. Then when it no more, I don't feel scared or I don't feel excited.
There is no fear, nothing on. But you will
very
know.
calm like that.
You will know it is very useful one. Very calm, a lot of clarity on.
Because you don't it's not like nightmare. You just wake up, see something,
don't have
feel
one.
scared.
None of all those things on. You are in a very calm with clarity on, and you know these are important thing, beautiful thing, meant for you to receive as message and understanding.
Then after I saw all this, then I wake up, I sit up. I sit up, I check my wife. Then I see the whole room. The room feel very serene, very safe.
Very good.
And then I can see things very clearly.
Yeah. At that time, because I think you must have developed that ability when you are in the meditative state before you come out. Otherwise, you cannot have that manifestation. You must somehow, in your meditative state, means the silent mind inside there. Then they can only, sometimes is the message from great beings or certain type of mainly is got affinity with your nature one. They want to like pass message on to you, or because of your past affinity, causes and condition and request or whatever, then the condition ripen and they need to send this message to you. Then it will manifest on. And it's always in that meditative state one. Then when you go through it, you will understand one. It's not really a dream. It's always before you wake up one.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is the only window, because just before you become conscious, from that nature come out to the conscious moment or pure awareness moment. During that time, the message can come in on. Then after that, finish, then you like wake up, become conscious again. But the awareness is very clear on, like what you described just now, which is very good.
Last time you said the message to ask me to do bowing.
Sadhu. Yeah, these are the
message is very clear one.
Yeah, very clear one. Like Kuan Yin came that time, he said, not much time left, I have to move fast. He held my hand, pour the triple gem there. Then he said, you have to move fast, not much time left. Then immediately after that, I was full of joy. I saw the vase, Kuan Yin's vase, that one that pour out the triple gem, the 3 gem in a straight line. Then straight away I knew it was Kuan Yin already. The old lady in white. But the moment he took out the vase, the small vase, I knew it's Kuan Yin already. Then the nature shine forth with joy. Then profoundly develop the what they call gratitude and thanks. So all this, it will manifest. And when it's time to move, you will move one. Like the message asks you to bow. That one is very good. So this one later on you will understand one. Don't worry.
Okay. Still got time, then actually, brother, I got another question.
Okay.
Last week Tuesday, you got talk about this karmic condition and obstruction. Then at that moment, I suddenly recall, I link back 3 of my past experience. The first one is my wife. She had entered hospital a few days before going to the spiritual trip. Then the second one was before the Cameron retreat. This one, my mother.
Your mother, you told me. You were scared.
My mother, I cannot make it.
Correct.
Then the third one was last year, April. This one, my wife's sister asked us to attend the meditation class for beginners. It's a 2 days class. Also before, I think 1 week before we supposed to attend, I sprained my ankle. So difficult to walk. And during these 2 days, I only able to complete 1 day only. So after 1-2 months later, we attend again to complete it.
Sadhu.
So that then only this Dhammadra mountain, they allow us to go for their weekly meditation class.
Very good. Fakusana. Very good.
Fakusana.
Yeah.
So I from last week or Sunday, when you talk about karmic condition, obstruction, I like link back these 3 incidents. Like every time I want to do something, it's like
something will happen. It's like preparing the karmic conditioning will manifest, so it will like create obstruction for you to prevent you from going. Then if you don't have the understanding or the what they call parami or merits, with the help of other guides or teacher, then normally this karmic obstruction will take its effect and you cannot attend on. You cannot attend on. Yes, karmic obstruction is like that. It will manifest to obstruct the cultivator, not to say cultivator, that form a mind that is going through the process. Like you got certain karmic obstruction from the past. Before you have the condition to receive the Dhamma or come into contact with the Dhamma again, because of certain karmic thing that you do, this will manifest as karmic obstruction to obstruct you, like to try to prevent you from going. Then when you have the understanding and the causes and conditions, it will not trouble you one. You somehow will have the understanding to develop the faith and do all the correct thing, asking for forgiveness and all those things, and invoke Homage, Sutra, then it will clear the obstruction. Then you will get to continue to attend and all those things. So this will manifest for cultivator of the way that are already ripe, means the condition is there, except you only have to clear some of this karmic obstruction. It's just like last time, a lot of Kayamita also. Initially, before they come for the class or retreat or spiritual retreat, a lot of karmic obstruction on. Then because we have the understanding, they contact me, then I teach them how to overcome it. Then they do, and they clear. And one that is most serious is Jubilant. Jubilant, you can ask her to tell you, share with you all her story. Her one is very, very kaulat one, very severe one. But she managed to clear it because of the affinity, the yen and the affinity with my nature, with some of the Kayamita and all those things. And because of that, she got to clear them through understanding and also the causes and conditions that manifest. Then also she called me, I advise her, and she do. And I think with the help of some of the Dhamma friends that are close to her, like Song, Chin Hao, they all, I think they are very close. I think he and Chin Hao related one, and Song also, they are very close. So because of that, there is this affinity, and she get to come to my class. The first round very severe. Then after that, subsequently a few more rounds, but she cleared them all. For your case, is very mild. Your case is your good parami. These are not severe. These are just like it just appear, manifest for a while. Nothing life-threatening, and nothing like very severe. But other people, there are many that come through the karmic conditioning and the karmic obstruction quite severe. So
all this happened to my close, to my wife, to my mother.
Yeah, your mother.
So it didn't happen to me, but like prevent me from attending.
You know why or not? Because all these things, especially later on, after you develop the cultivation further, the real test will come on. It has to be somebody close to you and related to you. Otherwise, it cannot affect you anymore. Because when you have the initial understanding of the Dhamma already, your detachment actually is quite stable already. You can actually confront a lot of First Noble Truth reality already. But the only one that can subject you to the test are your very close family members. So last time, 1989, before I really connect, the two that come and test me was my mother. My mother heart attack, enter hospital, ICU. She was also 60 years old. At the same time, I think within the interval of 1 or 2 weeks, my son fell and get compound fracture on the hand. Then I reflected and contemplated. Then I realized that is the test that I have to go through. If I cannot pass this, I will still get stuck in the cultivation. But because of my Dhamma penetration and the past cultivation, I saw straight away what it means. Then when I reflect, contemplate, when I develop the saddha and the faith, straight away the thing reverses itself. Karma is like that. Karmic test and all those things. The moment you understand, it will reverse. But if you fail to understand, if the attachment is still there, then it will continue to manifest and haunt you. So you will go through one, because by the time they come and test you, means most of the time that person, cultivator, is ready. So all this can happen. And like you see, for yourself, nothing happened to you. For me also,
the first case of sprained ankle.
yeah, for me also nothing happened to me. Personally, nothing happened to me. Even when I stay in a junction house, last time in the year 1985, I remember I rented a house. It was a junction house. And a lot of people say junction house no good, all those things. But for me, I want to find out. I want to investigate and come to the realization myself. So, based on my own understanding, I will know one. Then what happened was, a lot of my colleague, classmates, they all that bought junction house because cheap. Then they get into a lot of trouble. Then they sold off, then they relocate. But for me, I happened to rent that house somewhere in SS2, I remember. When I stay there, nothing happened to me, But my brother that came down and stayed with me, he got a minor accident, I think motorbike or what, I forgot it. Then my son, compound fracture, also inside that house. Then the other one was, after I shifted out, the new tenant that took over, I went and collect my mail, my letters and all those things every 3 days or so. So on the first day when I hand him the key, he was very happy. He said, thank you so much. He said, you clean up the house quite. Then he said, I can move it immediately. Then the third day, I went and collect my letter. I saw he got this aquarium. That fish, very nice one. He told me it's worth 10 to 20,000 on that time. People offered to buy for. That one, what, Kam Long Yi or what? Very beautiful, very expensive. And you know what happened? The next 3 days, means the 6th day, I went back. I saw the aquarium, the fish no more. Hey, I said, what happened there? You sold? He said, no lah. He said, we all busy cleaning the house. Then my wife saw the cockroach. He said, he go and use the Mortin. He go and spray on the cockroach. Then he said, sui. He said, that cockroach about to die because I think thirsty or don't know what. Jump inside the aquarium now. Then get drowned. Then the fish is food for the fish.
Yeah, eat the cockroach.
He eat the cockroach because of the Mortin. The fish died. That's why, because after that I spoke to that tenant. I said, you find out for yourself. I said, people talk about junction house. You also be more careful. I said, your fish maybe is the first sign. I said, then he said, oh, okay. He said, thank you so much. Then after that, I didn't go back already. I don't know what happened to him. So all this, they can manifest. So it is part and parcel of nature's law, and the karmic conditioning, they can manifest in many ways. So for me, I learned is the junction house because it's a flow path for energy, understand? So whatever chi, we call it chi, chi. Within nature, this chi, they will flow on. Then when it's a flow path, like a junction house, it will hit your house on. You stay in a junction house. Then what happens is, all the good and bad chi that circulate around there, they will enter your house on. And most people stay at junction house, they have a mixture of good and bad karma. So you have a mixture of all this. You are not a cultivator. You have karmic past. Then when the good chi come in, you don't have the wholesome cultivation, merits, and all things, you cannot receive. But the bad chi, the negative one, your negative karma is there, then it will cause the causes and conditions to arise and manifest. Then it will hit them and cause them a lot of problem. That's why they call sao mhiya. You heard of this Cantonese word, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Sao mhi means you don't have the good parami to receive the good chi. So you stay at junction house, toho to payon. Good and bad also come on. So most people don't have sufficient good parami to receive the good chi. So they cannot make use of it. So what happens is the negative one when come, it will manifest. Because most people have this negative karma tendency. Somehow it will trigger off. So if you have this understanding, then that's why sometimes the feng shui master advise them to change the direction of the main door. Understand now? Put it at the side so that it's not a direct hit. Then sometimes they advise you to do some renovation or what. But that one is not really that useful in the sense that if you don't take care of karma, then all this has possibility of manifesting one. Even you try to avoid here and there, maybe it will help a bit. But like the Buddha said, we are all born our karma, heir to our karma, conditions supported by we are what we are because of karma. So if you take care of karma, that is the most useful thing to do. If you hope to like use feng shui to help you improve your life, then to me is like if you got your bank account, your money, because this money is like your merits and so on. So if you keep on using using good feng shui, then once your good bank account money is gone, then you no more good bank account. Even the good feng shui also won't help you already. Then the negative one you got a lot now. So that time it will manifest and boomerang back. So more important is cultivate, avoid all evil, do good, purify the mind by following the advice of the Buddha to develop the parami, the good merits, the wholesomeness. That one is more reliable. That's why I say feng shui is man and nature must harmonize. When you understand that you can benefit from that, but not much, maybe it accounts for only effectively, I should say, less than 5%. 95% is all dependent on your karmic one. You may maybe benefit from the feng shui understanding or manifestation of that feng shui setting to help you make use of your good merits and parami to tap the good chi and good feng shui, to actually help you out for the time being. But once you finish all those wholesomeness and merits, then no amount of feng shui can help you further. But feng shui is also not always static, or I should say, always remain the same one. No, it's in a state of flux on. So environment, chi flow, everything, it can be affected by many things. So that's why sometimes this feng shui master, they will tell you also every 60-year cycle or what, the feng shui element will also shift and move on. Then there is a lot of other element involved. But more important is the understanding part, the karmic aspect. You don't take care of karma, the others are, I should say, not so useful. So it's not to say feng shui got no real benefit. No. It has its science, it has its whatever application. But effectively, the most effective one is still understand what the law of karma is. Because the bulk of our life is karmically driven, 99.999%. Although you can vary the possibility of or avoiding some of the negative karma, but you cannot overcome one. You use feng shui, you can avoid for a while, but you cannot overcome one. But then, feng shui is not something for you to cling on to. A lot are, sad to say, not really authentic. I wouldn't use the word bogus, but there are some who may not be knowledgeable. They also try to be feng shui teacher or master, then they also advise, because it's lucrative, it's good money. But not everyone is genuine and really have the understanding. So if you rely yourself on this, you can even burn your pocket, your purse or something. But a lot of people go to that extent and believe in all those things. I was told by one Kayamita, I think he came and tell me, he said his friend, his son's friend, told him, the feng shui master advised him, you change your car color, you go and respray, that color suit you, benefit you, all those things. Then after that he said, you go and renovate your house like that. But then, initially when he has faith, but sooner or later, because he never changed the way he lived his life, the karmic hit back, square one, no different. So all this is, to me, not beneficial, waste of money. More tangible one is take care of karma, cultivate, develop the understanding. These are more tangible understanding. So, feng shui, junction house, all those things, you understand, you can avoid, you avoid, of course, is helpful, because not everybody have the parami. But after you cultivate already, you don't worry. In fact, you stay junction house better. When I stay junction house, that 85, 86, I think 2 years, I think. It was recession during that time, 85, 86. But I got promoted and I was doing very well. I like very lucky. But my life is always like that. So whatever it is, it doesn't mean it's the same. Junction house means bad luck, bad feng shui. No, it's dependent on the person who stays there. Good or bad is subjective, and a lot of this need understanding. So with all this, you will learn. Okay, Jack, we have to end early. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
So let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we will do the sharing of merits, then we end. Akasata Chabumata Devanagam Mahindika Punyang Tang Anumoditwa Chirang Rakantu Loka Sasana อิตาวัตาจาเมหิสัมปดันปุญญาสัมปดันสัพเบเดวะอนุโมดันตุสัพพสัมปติสิทธิยาอิดังเมญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหนตุญาเทโยอิดังเมญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหนตุญาเทโยอิดังเมญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหนตุญาเทโยเดโวสัตตกาเลนะสาสสัมปติเหตุจาฟิโตภาวะตุโลโกจาราจาภาวะตุดัมมิโกอิมินาปุญญังกาเมนะมาเมบาลาสมากโมสัตตังสมากโมโหตุยาวานิวานาปาติยาสาธุสาธุSadhu. Okay, so you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu.